Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a DC Universe Online, maybe level 1 to 30 beginning of a Let's Play. I don't really know. The truth is, despite me having the opportunity to get into some new games, I've been taking a lot of refuge and fun in these sort of older MMOs. I recently downloaded Star Wars The Old Republic again because I listened to Professor Geek's streams reviews on Darth Bane, and honestly, Comics Explained, Rob from Comics Explained, just released his 12-hour, conglomerative, big movie style Spider-Man Dan Slott run, and that's got me itching to revive an old superhero identity I wanted to engage in. But I am an ultaholic on this game, but I never add character slots. It's my same situation with Guild Wars 2, so I end up deleting a lot of characters. I'd like to go over a few of these guys before we get further into it. This is an old character. He's my oldest character. He's a reference to the Blue Power Ranger, which is my favorite Power Ranger when I was a little kid, and also the Quantum Defender. He has quantum power. But this is Quantum Defender Blue, and this is the one we'll be deleting today to make room for a superhero concept that I've loved since I was a little kid. He's going to have some influences from Spider-Man and some from the Green Hornet. So if you're familiar with either of those characters, we're going to call him the Locust and change him if we need to. And here is Snipio. Snipio is one I will never delete. I absolutely love him, as you can tell from the color and the little card here. He is a Sinestro Corps member who is also a Thanagarian, as you could probably tell from the wings. He is probably the only character here that is thoroughly based within DC lore, as even the next one I'm doing will be based in DC lore, and specifically DCUO lore. But in this case, I love the Thanagarians. I love Hawkman and Hawkgirl. I also love Sinestro. Is by far my favorite character in the entire Green Lantern mythos. He's not my favorite Green Lantern of Earth because he's not from Earth. I said that before in the Alan Scott video. That's Alan Scott. We have Skarnon of the Old, reference to one of my favorite Marvel characters, who is literally Hulk's half-alien son from another planet, who is basically like Hulk mixed with Conan the Barbarian, mixed with someone who can manipulate earthquakes, basically. And that's Scar, son of Hulk. So Skarnon of the Old is reference for Scar, who has the old power. Maestro of Doom is another Hulk reference. He is our atomic villain, and that is a reference to the older evil Hulk that many of you may be familiar with. And the Utopian is a reference many of you have not been, maybe don't know, portrayed by Josh Duhamel in the Netflix show. He's by far one of the only good characters to come out of a Netflix show. Mark Millar's original rendition of the character was very one-note, and I will hold that the Netflix adaptation added dramatically to his character and fleshed him out so much. I mean, everyone from the character of him, his son Brandon, everyone, it's a great character. You might be familiar with the others, obviously, like the Power of Fear. This is a Power Rangers reference, Hulk references. But the Utopian is effectively a play on Superman and the idea of what would happen if someone as idealistic as Superman got those powers and then had to put up with the moral corruption of literally every other person with abilities around him. And I'm underselling the story and probably mischaracterizing it a little bit, but that's effectively what it is to me. Josh Duhamel's rendition of the character is by far its most, I think, just its best version. The Netflix version, as you can see, I tried to get a look that was somewhere in between the old man Utopian and the young man Utopian you can see in Jupiter's Legacy versus Jupiter's Circle, both by Mark Millar. Jupiter's Circle is phenomenal. Jupiter's Legacy I consider to be a less than mediocre comic. And then also Super Crooks, taking place in the same universe, I consider to be a great anime and a great comic book. The comic book by Mark Millar and the anime by Netflix. Again, Netflix not usually hitting it out of the park, but it's solid. All right, with all that said, and the reason, even though we have another character slot, the reason we're deleting Quantum Defender Blue is we like to keep our slots for this game when I am playing it. What I really like is having one slot per mentor, and we are going to go with the Batman mentor. But even before that, what I'd like to do is create Oh, I can't create... I have to... Okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to actually log into the... What would be fun to show you? Actually, this is my favorite character that I've created because it's the only one that, other than our current one, that fits within the DCUO lore. Now, DCUO lore, we have to... I love this loading screen. It's by far my favorite loading screen. Alan Scott, Green Lantern, Jay Garrick, Flash, Wonder Woman, solid stuff. But one thing I'd like to present... All right. But what we're going to do is we're going to change up our settings so that we actually get the video and audio, because I have the oh man, like look at what I have turned down. I have almost everything turned down. Music volume, get a little bit of that up there. Well, let's have the music volume. Let's get that down there. Let's increase voice volume. Let's definitely increase movie volume. And we want to get in here. Let's just collect some good footage of what these people have to offer. Show subtitles, absolutely, accept. And then that should be good. We have the graphics on their highest settings. And what you can see here is just my boy, my baby Thanagarian boy. Now, if you're familiar with these things, because I've been recently reliving the part of me that was obsessed with comic books and superheroes, and more specifically, this is just a conglomeration of my favorite things. The Sinestro Fear Lantern Corps is by far the favorite thing I have to come out of DC, and then Thanagarians are probably my favorite alien race in DC, with all due respect to Kryptonians and Martians. They're underappreciated. I think Vendetti's run on Hawkman is probably one of the best I've ever read. And by that I mean the only one I've ever read, but also made me fall in love with the character. Not to mention both his rendition and Hawkgirl on Justice League when I was a kid. Solid stuff. I love the idea of just... It's a simple concept, and it's so metal. It's so heavy metal. Anyway, Thanagarian Sinestro Corps member. Yeah, you get guns, light. It's a solid power. If you choose villain, it's yellow. If you choose hero, it's green. So if you want to be a Green Lantern, you can do that too. Yeah. And that's why I went with this this weapon style with the claws. Definitely goes with the bird look. They almost look like nth metal, or they could be yellow like constructs. That then when he uses that that 4 power here, yeah, it just expands it, and I really like it. It is a childlike glee that I am in love with. And here is the big man himself, by the way, our fearless leader, no pun intended, Sinestro, my boy.
Bah humbug.
Indeed, bah humbug. I believe in you. Burn like his power, Sinestro's might. Okay, with all that taken care of, let's get started. Let's go to switch character. Yes. And let's get started making our sort of Green Hornet to some degree. Not so we have tech villain slot, the Joker. He's going to... Maestro of Doom is under the Joker. Skarnon of the Old, he's under Hero Magic, so he's under Wonder Woman. The Utopian, unironically, is under Superman, Hero Meta. Snipio is under the... Wait, what? Okay, no. Okay, Snipio is under Lex Luthor. Closest thing to Sinestro we could find. He becomes an Orange Lantern, which is for greed, in the Blackest Night event. All right, let's create character.
My greatest triumph was at hand.
And I love this intro cinematic.
In my long war against Superman, while his powers were drained from constant battle, sending him into space to recharge from the Earth's yellow sun, I struck. But my obsession had blinded me to the real threat, to Earth's true enemy.
Now, one of the greatest things about this Lex Luthor is voiced by James Marsters, who you should be familiar with the American voice of when you've listened to the Harry Dresden or Dresden Files audiobooks written by Jim Butcher, because he voiced those forever, and that's actually one of the complaints people have about the 13th book, Ghost Stories, because it's voiced by a different person, because they get so connected to that character.
Pick on someone your own, son.
You have Black Adam taking out Green Lantern. I love Green Lantern's arm swing there.
Concentrate fire on Luthor while I call down some artillery.
Beautiful stuff. And of course, also with his British voice, he played Spike on Buffy.
Join the party.
I believe this is Metallo, because Brainiac hasn't showed up yet, but he's the main villain of this game, which isn't a bad one.
Come on! We've got lots of murdering to do.
I like that they have the original costume, if you notice that, for Harley Quinn from the 90s. By far her best costume. Yeah. Parallax. No, I mean Hal Jordan. Deathstroke versus Wonder Woman is somewhat believable when you, I guess, yeah, maybe distracting her for Cersei, that would make more sense. Because it's like Wonder Woman is so much more powerful than that. When she can, no, debatable again, level of power, because rewritten every 3 seconds. Ah, here we are, Mr. Speed Force himself. I actually really like that. I actually have always wanted to test out the effects of the Shazam lightning hitting Wally West or Barry Allen. I think that would be a very interesting what if. And that's very interesting. A dead Green Lantern room. The death of willpower. Interesting symbolism. We have Deathstroke, Tiny Batman. And this is actually why I really love Elseworlds concepts. I love Elseworlds because you can basically do what if Batman didn't have plot armor, which is the only good Batman stories. Like Batman Year One is good.
Yes? Nobody kills the Bat but me.
Of course, Mark Hamill. I have to mention Mark Hamill as the Joker, and of course Kevin Conroy as Batman in this game. I believe, I don't know if it's Tim or Tom Daly.
Bring him to
He did
me.
Superman in this game. Can't really tell because he's so angry in this, and that's hardly ever how Superman or Clark is in the show.
Yes.
The animated series differs too.
Batman!
Yeah, you see that? That's not good to hear from the like voice because you never hear that level of scream. But it's again, it's good. You know, evil Superman is another reason Elseworlds are always cool. Okay. We have a brief lobotomy of
You don't deserve
Black Adam.
to live!
Yeah.
Diana.
This is Superman if he lived in the Fallout universe.
Beaten by a mere man. No. You've lost everything. No. I beat you.
And I love pretty much all of this. I love the characterization of Lex in this opening cinematic. It's phenomenal. That's why I left the subtitles on, because I'm talking over it. But you can see how his narcissism really does him in the end. We're about to see that here.
Brainiac had returned. For years, he'd been stealing the powers of Earth's protectors, but we were too busy fighting amongst ourselves to see the danger. With you three dead, Brainiac quickly eliminated the remaining heroes. The lucky ones died fighting. Finally, I alone survived. A rat in the walls of the Brainiac construct. I have traveled through time to warn you. This is my past, but your future. And it means the end of humanity, so together, we must change it.
What have you done, Luthor?
Given you a fighting chance.
He's lying. It's some kind of trap. Why should we trust you?
Because if you don't, Earth is doomed. I've stolen Brainiac's exobytes and released them into Earth's atmosphere. They hold the powers stolen from the heroes and villains of my time and will bestow them on anyone they contact. The Exobites will create a new breed of superhuman to fight Brainiac's invasion. You must teach them to use their new abilities, for they must be on the front line in the coming battle, or my grim future will become your own. I only hope I am not too late, for I will not be here to see this new future. My work is not yet done. I must leave this Earth to you. Claim the Exobites and take destiny into your own hands.
Targets identified.
All right.
Select gender and body type.
And the other reason I just wanted to do this is just because I want an excuse to not sort of skip past the initial intro, because I just haven't played it in so long. I love this character creator. It's wonderful. It's diverse. It lets you create a limitless number of things. You have that there. So the Locust. The first thing we should do is probably pick out a body type for him. Let's go. We could go athletic tall, which is probably the most super heroic of them. But we're gonna go. Maybe we could go athletic medium or athletic short. I think I'll go athletic medium. It's the most generic. I also want to give you a good...
Exobite download type. Create a custom configuration or imprint using data from an Earth hero or villain.
Yes. So we can go with inspired by, but what I want to do is go custom.
Select
and we are going to be a hero.
Morality.
So hero or villain selects the missions you're going to go on. It selects your mentor. If you go, for instance, what we're doing here, we get hero, and then,
select a personality to determine social behavior.
Later, this is just your bottom line pose. We could, for our character right here, we could go primal. It's kind of comical. I wouldn't use because it just doesn't have any staying power. I don't know how you would use comical. It just doesn't go with the model you have. I think that you could do something more with comical that doesn't make it. And a flirty. They look like an over-exaggerated version of Joey from Friends, consistently going, "How you doing?" But what we have really are the choice between primal. Okay, so primal, he's always in an acrobatic position. Okay, powerful, which is just this generic stance here, which you see throughout the character creation process, and serious, which is very much like if you were concentrating your power. I think for here we'll go powerful.
Select a mentor as the guidelines for data application.
And if you're familiar with the big trinity of DC, choosing magic as your hero mentor will get you Wonder Woman, meta will get you Superman, and tech will get you Kevin Conroy Batman. That's what we're going with.
Select power group from available exobyte data to determine combat role.
Now, I'm thinking for the Locust, we could have nature abilities, or we could go with gadgets if we're going more true to the Spider-Man and say, because what you could go with is the same thing that they'll give you the Batman template with, acrobatics and gadget. And we'll get to movement style in a second. I think movement style is the most cool and unique thing about this game. But let's see here. I don't want to use any of these extra powers that are here. I want to use only powers that you would get if you were not buying, but if you were having the free-to-play version of this game. So gadgets, this will literally give you basically a web to use, but I'm not sure if we want to do more of a spider base, because I love nature personally as a power. And the origins of this character are effectively going to be based around the idea of the exobites. And to me, it doesn't make much sense to be a gadget-based character, because when you're given the energy or the power of heroes in the future, some little bits of Poison Ivy and Beast Boy gives you nature powers. I think that's more reasonable. So I think we might go nature for the Locust here.
Select movement mode.
And if skimming... because, again, this is an old account where I think when I was about 14, 15, I spent a bunch of money on it. But with skimming, that's a New Genesis reference power that you can buy. But other than that, you get the choice, because there's no mounts in this game. So what you have are flight, acrobatics. So, again, Batman, Spider-Man, acrobatics, flight, like the evil Iron Man that Lex Luthor has slowly become, or... the flight of Superman, of course, and super speed like the Flash. And you have these crackling lightning bolts around you, which kind of encourages you to either choose electricity or something close to it as a power. Sometimes the powers, in my opinion, don't match the recommended powers don't match the feel of the hero, but I think there is an emotional connection to it. But anyway, we're going to go, of course, with acrobatics, because that also lets you stick to walls.
Select weapon specialty from available data.
So again, from here, we could do a Green Hornet reference by going dual pistol. Okay. All right, we could do that. Then there's also, if you want to be Captain America, you can go out and get the shield. Again, that one is an extra, but we're not going to be using it here. Of course, bow. Bow is very interesting if you're a Green Arrow or Hawkeye fan. Martial arts is what we can choose here. And I want you to pay attention to these things too, because when you choose martial arts or you choose brawling, one thing you can do, you don't have to worry about all the things you get, these little weapons. You can set your weapon style to 0, and it just looks like you're using your hands. And that's the style many people choose to go with. Okay, so let's go with martial arts. Of course, another common one, hand blasts. Of course, multi-purpose, Firestorm, Doctor Strange, Doctor Fate, whatever you'd want to use it for. One-handed. One-handed, of course. Hawkman, Hawkgirl, etc. Thor, of course. Staff, if you want to go with Robin. Or Aquaman. Dual wield, very cool. Azrael comes to mind, but also Nightwing as well. Two-handed, very cool, very cool. Deathstroke style. Of course, you could also go with rifle for Deathstroke, but I don't know, for me it just seems like a more gaudy. It might work for you if you're doing like a gangster style character. To me, it just seems like a more gaudy version of dual pistol. Dual pistols feels. If you're going Deadpool and you're trying to figure out should you go dual wield or dual pistol, go dual pistol, because dual pistol is just so much more fun. If you're playing a Spawn or Deadpool inspired character, you just hold down that button and you see crazy levels of stuff start to happen. All right, so going into martial arts, let's get down here.
Display exabyte download summary. Appearance options now available. Modify any category as desired. Accept download when ready.
All right, and the reason we're actually going... Nature works so well. It was by far my favorite power in the entire game when I first played. You get various transformations. I believe one is a werewolf that gives you access to the super speed movement style, and then also one is sort of a bug-like alien change, which is, I think, our primary one that we'll be using, that gives you the ability to fly around like a bug. Now, I also want to utilize some of these skins and sort of get a good idea of what we're going to be running through here. Appearance. Okay, so... body, let's go hair, and let's just very quickly just completely get rid of the hair. We don't need hair here. We don't do hair. We don't do hair here, sir. All right. Costume, and this will go with not costume, sorry. Body, we're going to go skin, and we're going to go through here, and we are going to choose a type. We could go plant, which is something I'm very tempted to do. We could go crystalline, we could go chrome. And it's important to remember when it comes to customizing your skin that it's not just... you can be easily fooled into believing that you can't change all the colors present here. But one of the things you actually can... I think a mummy is a good Hush reference. I really like that. You can change the color of the bandages. I think for us, the Locust, the mummy skin works quite well. But you can go reptile, you can go demonic, you can go like Killer Croc. Demonic works great. There is a style in here that you get pretty early on if you're doing the magic missions that will give you demonic pretty early on, and it literally is just this same style but for your armor. So if you choose this skin, that's always a great way to complement it. Mummy, there is an Egyptian style in the game that you get from fighting Felix Faust sometimes. Fox, wolf, if you're of a particular taste. Barbarian, if you make this skin pale white, what you will get is of course, a Kratos-looking fellow. And you choose dual wield. That's an easy way to do it. You can easily create Kratos. Very cool, very cool. Tattooed, angry, Grr. Grr. Wise. So if you want to make an older character, you can do that. All right, so let's go with, for me, what best complements the Locust. I think Undead or Mummy best complements the Locust. And I think that definitely fits well into his character for us. Let's go with that primary skin. It's going to be primarily covered in whatever our costume is. So, I'm very tempted to go Undead because I like messing around with the scars. I like messing around with everything else. The Locust is something that eats the fields. It's something that, when we talk about the theme of a Locust, it's often a punishment. So the Mummy is very likely, but the Undead is also. And maybe the Undead gives me more to play with. Maybe the Mummy does. I think we should go with Mummy because I haven't used Mummy before. So I do regret not using that previously. So now what we're going to do, before we do anything with costume, I want to go to colors, and we're going to go with first skin. And skin won't change much for us. Skin will just change this color here. Now, we kind of have what we want, but we would like it to be green. Sort of, yeah. Keep that there. Go a little paler. Almost having a Hulk skin texture here. Or a well-done Hulk skin texture here. And maybe we make it a little more vivid. That works for me. You go to makeup, and makeup will actually change the color of the bandages. So anything that doesn't change when you're changing skin color, and this is something that even after playing this game for about like 10 years on and off again, this was a customization feature with the alternative skins that I never really realized. But there you go. So if you want more golden bandages, you can do that. Or if you want what we're going to be doing here, get whiter bandages, grayer bandages. I like the concept of this. So you can easily make Hush, if you so desire, the Batman villain. Dual pistol, trench coat, and this look. However, I'd like to change this up a little bit. And if we're talking about bindings or wraps, I don't know. Actually, you know what? This look is absolutely fine with me. What I'd also like to do, if we're doing this already, meaning we already have kind of a little bit of a costume going on here, part of me is second guessing the Mummy. Part of me is second guessing the Mummy because of the other things we're going to do. No, you know what? I'm sorry, I have to change it. I have to change it again. Kids, I have to change it. All right, what are we doing? What are we doing here? We're going to body. We're going to skin. Skin. I'm actually not going to go with Mummy or Undead because honestly, both don't work really for that kind of a hero. But again, we got our powers from the exabytes. So actually, Plant would work better with the nature costume, with the nature skin. But I also want to go to colors. And I want to go to makeup because I want to change the color of our roots. I don't want to change the color of our roots. I want to change that color to kind of a pale white. Would that work? It definitely looks good. It has kind of a white Martian vibe going on. I like that quite a bit. And then we're going to go to skin. And we're going to change our skin. Maybe make that a more glowing green. Because I like the idea that we sort of have a Beast Boy or Poison Ivy implant to us. And I'm just partial to creating green characters, as it were. And you can tell there's like a little bit of Martian, a little bit of the White Martians from that, from DC lore, but also from the opening episodes of Justice League when I was a kid, the Bruce Timm Justice League. And I think this will work white and green for our skin tone, for our skin color. Maybe we could go with a full-on White Martian here, a White Martian look. Might be better. You get a first go to the same level of white, and then slowly. Actually, what might look great, give us pitch white skin, but then actually go all the way back to makeup, and we'll do a simple black and white. Simple black and white change. Yep. And then in addition to that, I want to give him the good White Martian look. So we have the black outlines, the white skin, and then what I'd like to do is go to costume and colors. We'll go to eyes, and we'll give him some nice glowing red eyes. And the way we will, well, actually, we won't do that with the costume, but what we will do is just keep this the way it is. We will do that. Because I wanted to use going to costume, because your go-to is a missive eyes, right? The go-to is this right here. But I've already made that character a long time ago. I made a white Martian, carried it to a certain level, then lost interest in it. So, not really making a white Martian, but we've done this, which is solid, which is nice. But now what we want to do is actually go to colors and palette, costume and palette. As we said, this costume is going to take some from Spider-Man and some from Green Hornet. So obviously we want to have maybe like kind of a green Spider-Man noir almost. But we want to have a dark green as our primary color. Move that into a kind of, we could go with a red, almost an Italian color scheme. But what I'd like to, what I'd like to do is go black here, and then we'll use red matching our eyes for that final third color. Get a darker red going right here, black, green, and dark crimson red. And then for our last one here, our fourth color, which we can use and change, we'll go with that white. Okay. So we almost have a Green Lantern-looking fellow here, don't we? All right. If the red was white, we would have a Green Lantern-looking fellow. So what I'll do here is I will go to costume and head. And so the first thing we want is, actually Spider-Man Noir is a good way to look at his costume, or how I'd like his costume to be perceived. And you can't be bothered to remember all of these, but you can see how you have this very good selection. And I know I'm spending a lot of time in character creation. That is characteristic of who I am as a person when it comes to these games, but also it's characteristic of the game itself. Because half this game is creating your character and getting them to look the way you want them to. It really is. Like, it's not an over-exaggeration to say that. Let's see, formal, full cross, devil. And it doesn't seem like... I might not be able to get what I want out of it in that way. I might not be able to get what I want in terms of, let's say, making it look the way I want. But what I can do... Let's see here. Full wings... slime line. Well, let's start off with full slime line, and let's see what kind of goggles we can get. Because that's one of the signature things. Bug goggles, for example. Like, that's one of the signature things with Spider-Man Noir in his sort of look. But we're going for a more Green Hornet aesthetic with him. See, eye patch, funky clown, full domino, gas mask, goggles, half domino, incursion, monocle. Just a monocle. Shaded, sniper. Oh yeah, look, we got a Winter Soldier reference. That's nice. Sniper goggles, technician, Valiant, and this. Okay, so. And, of course, Nightwing, a Nightwing look. But let's go with a kind of... eye patch, enhanced goggles, emissive eyes. I feel like... Let's go with... Can we go compound? That's not what that is. Business. Okay, again, it doesn't have to be exact. And then head. Let's go. We have full slime line, full wings, future cop. That's that very. You can make Judge Dredd in this game, so that's cool. Half cross, half devil. That's not bad. That doesn't look bad to me. Actually, one of the solid things, a funny movie when I was a kid, because it made fun of all the early 2000s Marvel stuff, was Superhero Movie starring Drake Bell. And that one he played as the Dragonfly. And the Dragonfly was a solid costume and concept, to be quite honest with you. It was very, his template could work for a real superhero. It's just that he was played for laughs. All right, let's see here. Hood. I like these goggles. These goggles work for the Locust. Let's see. The V-Devil, and half Domino, half Devil, half. I don't need half. Full wings. Okay, there we go. Full wings, full slime line. I'm thinking we should go full slime line. I think this doesn't look too bad. But I would like a little bit of a change. Full devil. Cross. No. Maybe full domino? Full domino, I think, works best. Okay, I'm going to find a way to relate these to each other. I will find a way to relate those to each other, but we'll do that when we do the color palette. Alright, now chest. Let's see here. Because I'm thinking I could do Wesley Dodd's Sandman in that way, because you could just do the gas mask and the two dual pistols. That would work well. Battle Mage. We can go Battle Mage. What would again, the Locust. So I'm trying to think about the Locust. What is thematically appropriate for that? I like the idea he has mutated skin, which is what causes these white and black protrusions and these veins coming down him. He just has a lot of problems, I suppose. We could integrate that into his thing by doing just a battle harness. But I'm thinking Battle Mage looks very solid as well, and actually works better for the Locust theme because it looks kind of like an exoskeleton. And I really love the way these gems play off of them. So I'm thinking that this Battle Mage aesthetic might work. Let's go with that for the legs and chest. Let's go Battle Mage. And I'm just using some of my favorite styles here that I've seen since I was a kid in this game, which are just very solid to me, very solid. Feet, biker, business, casual, schoolyard, chevron, classic banded. I want to go with paramilitary for these. Go down there. No, stop it. All right, paramilitary. And paramilitary, red boots, we'll change that later. And then the hands, I'm tempted to leave the hands alone because you can see kind of how, I mean, just this is nice. Hands, banded, biker. Yeah, like the fingertips coming out is very tempting, not to mention it has that same little knuckles and everything. It follows the red dot pattern that you see with everything else. I think I want to keep the biker. But just in case, let's go look at paramilitary again just to see how that looks. We see black with red stripes. And it's not terrible. Battle Mage and paramilitary don't look bad together. No, you know what? Actually, no, I kind of like this. I like how this looks. And then actually for backpack, we could, okay, let's go to paramilitary again. Let's see that. Let's see how that looks with everything. Because one of the things, because you do have wings here. Small bird wings, small tech wings. Kind of like that idea, but also he's not a flyer yet. Or he's not a flyer in general. Okay, we could go with that. We could go with tattered. I like the tattered look for a kind of superhero like this. In fact, he has kind of a Batman feel to him. Let's see. Short, rounded, quiver. Of course, quiver if you want to be Green Arrow. Which we very easily could. Paramilitary feels solid to me. He is a tech-based hero in the sense that he does rely on tech quite a bit. It's just that I wanted to give him some type of power, so that's why I went with nature as well. Acrobatics and martial arts, so he is not someone who is a stranger to these types of abilities. It does almost feel like a because I'm tempted when I look at this guy. I'm tempted to go back and change him to being a stereotypical Batman template, meaning the acrobatics plus gadgets, because that gives him stealth. That gives him a lot of what I'm kind of looking for to some degree. But then you don't get that cool werewolf transformation or the literal Locust transformation, which is an indicator of his abilities. Not to mention, if I really care enough about it, acrobatics has its own movement style that allows me to later integrate. So no, I'll stick with what I have. I think paramilitary definitely works. I think this is good for right now, but we also want to change that waist. Either we want to get rid of that totally together, make it more streamlined, or more likely, we want to give him, I believe, there's paramilitary again. Again, paramilitary plus battle mage, not a bad combination, but that's not the kind of things I believe he would have. I believe he would have not multi-pouch. Here's interlocking. I like the idea that he carries a series of serums on him and a way to maybe manage or control his innate abilities, maybe a sedative to keep him from going out of control or developing kind of a berserker rage with his more insectoid strength and abilities. I like that quite a bit. All right, so here we have the Locust, somewhat finished here. But I actually really like that. So the only change, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make just a quick color swap with the boots here. I'm going to make them primarily black and then red highlights instead of red with black highlights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to costume, customize channel, and I'm going to feet. What is this? Black? No. It's black? No. Okay, I'm very confused. All right. 1, 2. There. Wait. There we are. There we go. And as a result, I feel very good about this. I feel very good about it. You see this consistency of the color proportions, where it's primarily black, followed by the secondary color of green in terms of highlights, despite that still making up the body. I feel like this gives off an image of control. You put that through a traditional Western contextual lens of various color meanings. You have black for majesty, green for balance, red for passion. He has a passionate heart. He's majestic, and he brings balance wherever he goes. So I like that quite a bit. We're also going to try to blend the goggles in here. That's what I want to do, definitely. I want to blend the goggles in with the mask. So what we want to do is we want to change, I believe, that to black. No, that's red. We want to change this to green. Ooh, no. Oh, wait, actually, red eyes. That might be cool. Okay, and then we'll change that to green. That work well. Let's go to head. Let's see how that has helped out in any way. It has not helped out in any way. Okay. What if we change that to red? No. We'll change that to green? Well, then we might as well just use full slime line. And to white. No! No, horrifying, no. Actually, again, a cool reference to Spider-Man might be if we can turn the entirety, because now we have white, we have purity involved, which would definitely distill him as a hero, that's the traditional Western context of the color white. So here's what I'd like to do. Give him eyes of purity. And then what we can do is, well, actually, let's see if we can I don't know, unshame ourselves to some degree. I want to see if I can go to face and then make all of these white and then go to head again. And you can see maybe how this blends. And now what I'm interested in is finding something that can complement it. So now for our last bit here, what I need to go is go to head, then go to full devil, full all these things, and see what best complements the look that I want. And I'm thinking full slime line might do it better than full domino. And full wings. Full wings is quite... Because he is the Locust. He's not Spider-Man. He is the Locust. He's not a hornet. He's not a hornet. He's not a spider. He is the Locust. So perhaps full wings might do it. Because he doesn't have wings on anything else. I love this. I'm loving it. Bop, 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 bop. I'm loving it. It's good. This is solid. This is a solid character design. All right. Okay. Not. Mind of purity. He's a majestic man who brings balance using his passion, and he has a mind for purity. He's the Locust. All right. I like this. It's solid. All right. And also, again, we can tap into acrobatics as those have powers within them, as we see as the character will level up. And this, hopefully, will work well as a starting character. The only power really from nature we'll have in our final loadout as we finish up making this character will be that transformation into an alien bug dude, because that will be like a manifestation of his abilities, similar to Spider-Man when he went through that phase of being the man spider. But also, let's do this.
Download successful.
So, we can go with the. I want to have the. It was already taken. I like that. Good balls. I was actually surprised when I made my Utopian that there was no Utopian taken. That hadn't occurred to anyone else to make. But hey, whatever. I'm happy to do it. All right. So let's go with, instead of just but I want to go like they have the Amazing Spider-Man. I want to go with the Passionate Locust, the Hardy Locust, the Terrific Locust. Actually, yeah. The Terrific Locust. It's the Terrific Locust. I like that. A little bit of a reference to Mr. Terrific, maybe. The Terrific Locust. And we are going to start game. We are going to play through that tutorial.
Earth. The center of the multiverse. It will belong to Brainiac. I do not plan an invasion, rather an assimilation. I have identified key junctions in Earth's vast nexus of knowledge. These I will capture and digitize first. Of course, some non-essential information may be captured as well. This will be sorted and purged once the digitizing is complete. Earth's resistance does not concern me.
I love the half movie, half comic book. It's just the motion comic style.
Brutal enough to resist me. Soon this planet and all it contains will be mine. Intriguing. There is an anomaly in Earth's atmosphere. Beginning analysis. These exobytes are my own technology, each one holding unknown stores of
I like that they
digitized
briefly
power
showed
for
this,
Earth's
like,
future.
we
My
have the
harvester
genetics
ships
of the
will
Joker,
simply
and
reclaim
we're
the
going
data
to shove them
provided
in
by these
people.
exobytes and seal Earth's fate.
If you thought the DC universe was overpopulated with ice villains before, you haven't seen anything yet.
This is a new obstacle. These humans resist my assimilation. My conversion units cannot hold them. Let the humans use their powers. In the end, they too will belong to Brainiac.
I love this design for Brainiac. I like the more masculine Brainiac design. And these loading screens, I would say this game has, as expected from a partial comic book influence, amazing and beautiful art. It seems like a lot of the aesthetics are heavily influenced by Bruce Timm's. Okay. Oh. Oops, we forgot to show you this. Alright, I haven't played the intro cinematic in forever, and the intro I haven't played in forever, too. So
Fancy meeting you here. I'm Superman, and I'm going to get you off this ship.
I think everyone knows who you are, Superman.
Oh, I like that. I like
and
that little
that's
change.
Oracle. She's going to help us navigate through Brainiac's defenses. Be on your toes for Brainiac's sentries.
We're here to save you and the others Brainiac abducted. Speak with Superman when you're ready to move on.
That sounds really cool. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this little change here, like I said before, and we want to save these things. Non-movement, default save. And we want to lock most of these so that we can change them manually if we so choose, but they won't change as we get new gear. So we have the Terrific Locust. He's on the scene, kicking butt and taking names. We get up to level 9, we can start making waves in other areas. Am I regretting any of these character designs yet? Not yet. Not indeed, not yet. Okay.
While we're here, we need to stop this ship from abducting anyone else. And send Brainiac a message Earth isn't going to fall to Brainiac or anyone else.
You still have your weapons. Use them to get rid of the debris blocking the door.
Okay, so I like this little change to the intro and the tutorials. Usually, back when I played, Superman wasn't here. You had you just kind of came out and you were met with a few bots. I love that they're introducing you, and they introduce you with the heavy hitter of the DC universe. I also love the variation in models. I wish those models were available for our characters to choose from, like having some variation beyond athletic. You can see how there are extra muscles added to this character, and that's nothing compared to when you see Hawkman for the first time, but...
We've attracted some attention. Sentries are headed your way.
Okay.
Get ready for a fight.
Contain the human.
I feel like I'm living in an episode of South Park. Love it. Man, I like
Maybe
that. I like you just start off fighting alongside Superman, and if that's not a great intro to the DC universe, I don't know what is. We also see Superman using brawling here, which is great too, because they're not. And that's another thing I like. They're not using weapons that you wouldn't see, or that you don't get to make, which I really love. It definitely helps you feel a part of the universe. Let's get in there.
Gather reinforcements. I will patrol towards the prisoner bay.
I've also noticed that
That's
they've
an
revamped.
overseer. They patrol parts of the ship and protect it from intruders. Like you. It won't let you pass.
I also noticed that they've somehow made even Oracle less annoying, because I remember her being the most annoying part of this game starting up. But for some reason, I am not feeling bad about it. She is solid. Okay, we have our first attack here, and we get a series of vines. Series of vines within the nature power. And again, you've probably seen the nature power showcased before, because it's just a popular power. It's very fun. You want to play Swamp Thing, Poison Ivy, Beast Boy. Nature is your solid thing. You will get flora and fauna-based powers as you can change loadouts. You can basically make it so your character is all beast or all plant.
I believe
if you want, or a mixture
but
of
in your
both.
case, I'm willing to make an exception.
Get over here, but with flowers. Get over here so I can use my flower power
I know
on
this is a lot to ask, but we need your help. We can disable this ship if we can destroy its central AI core.
Yeah.
Brainiac has more ships, but this one has some key systems. Taking it out will slow his invasion.
I'm also noticing,
You'll
and this
find
is
that you can
solid,
always
by the
trust
way,
Oracle
just this.
to know what's up. She helps the entire Justice League on our missions.
Oh, thank you very much, Superman. And I'm loving the commentary by Superman in this. It definitely helps spice up the intro, or not spice it up, but definitely make it less boring, because usually when I would go, and I love the redesign for the Brainiac bots. I've noticed that change too. The Brainiac sentries look beautiful and amazing. They look like almost, they have some Metallo influence to them, a little bit of Green Lantern too. And I really like that. I really enjoy that quite a bit. They
good
look
guys
like
always
solid
come out on
Superman
top.
villains, and I don't think they really did before. They had too many color variations. By simplifying it, I think they bring out more of the unique design that I would associate with them. I think these are definitely more of an iconic look for the Brainiac Sentries than what was present before. If you don't know, the Brainiac Sentries used to have gold trim. There was a little bit of purple in them. It was not to me, it just was not a solid design. It wasn't a memorable design, and because of that, they looked very ugly. But I definitely like these. I definitely like these.
This looks like a job for Superman.
If you've ever heard me talk about character design before, I'm always pro keeping it simple. Like, even what I'm doing here, like, I have 4 colors already in this costume, and you have to be very careful to make sure these things don't clash, you know? Like, here we have a blue metal, blue metallics on red and orange, which is solid. It's contrasting. There's enough orange there for it to be more complementary than it is, with the 2 enemies we just defeated. For that to be more complementary than it is clashing. Because again, you really do. You need a specific style. You need a certain iconicism to you, like our dear Tim Daly Superman friend here. To pull off more than about 2 colors. And I think that we could have done a little bit better with our design. I frankly do think that. Because I was too blinded a little bit by trying to mirror a little bit of Spider-Man, but again, Locust instead of Spider instead of Hornet. But I'm not sad about it. I'm not sad about it. I like the little bits of blood
If you're looking
red.
for a fight,
I like the concept of it. It gives us a little bit of edginess, but not too much. I'm loving these redesigns. I'm loving the purple. I'm loving. I love these little Brainiac arachnid things, I love them. I love them. I love their design. By far my favorite designs of Brainiac monsters. Then we hit him with the vines. Hit you with the vines. It's not quite webs, but it's vines. Ooh, look at me. Tobey Maguire. Yeah. Where are we? Hello, Superman. What do we do?
Wow, so many robots. This is a classic bad news, good news situation. The bad news is that those robots are starting to activate. The good news is that the Flash and Green Lantern are there to help you fight them. Those two have always been my favorites. Don't ever tell Batman I said that.
No, Flash and Green Lantern together is great. That's a great thing to introduce to a tutorial as well. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. Introduce Flash and Green Lantern, and the other reason that's great is because these are the characters, if you watch the intro cinematic, that you were introduced to. And yes, I know DC Comics is well known, and it's a phenomenon. There are very few people who don't at least have some concept of all these characters. But it really is solid when you have...
Do you really think
that's a good follow-through. You have an intro cinematic that introduces you to very specific characters. And now I'm curious to play through this intro with a new villain and see how that works out. You know, we made a character that's partially inspired by Spider-Man. We might not make a villain or anti-hero who is partially inspired by Venom. I love that. I love that little cage power he has. I like that Hal has unique constructs too. And I don't mean like to his character, but as far as I know. But just as a non-player character, he has unique constructs because you wouldn't be able to make, as far as I know, so far, because my light character isn't at that level yet, because they're only at level 13. As far as I know, you don't get to make a cage. I like that a lot. It's a good touch to the Green Lantern if that's the case. If not, then it's still a good choice because, I mean, look, you're talking about using powers that you can use in the game. And then, of course, with the Flash, I'm actually curious, what powers do I see the Flash use? Okay, so I see the Flash using acrobatics. What is he using? Is he using electricity? Oh, no, he's specifically using powers you can get from the super speed movement style. That's good. That's solid. I like, yeah, look at you. That's good. This was not in the game when I played before. So I'm very happy with that improvement. That is beautiful. This had to be like this year, too. This had to be like this year.
Doesn't mess around.
Okay. I learned Briar. Alright, that's interesting. Okay. Alright. Nice, Superman. Okay, what's the next stage of the tutorial? I'm actually really happy to be doing this.
Oh. Uh-oh. These energy readings. Brainiac has a full invasion force stored on this ship. We have to destroy it.
And actually, even in the original intro, I always loved this little glass scene, but obviously it has way better aesthetics now. But yeah, no. No, this is beautiful. Briar. Oh, cool, I can make these... Because, like, these aren't ill-fitting in our character. They really aren't. And I like this already. I'm liking the terrific Locust. I'm liking him quite a lot. Yeah. I can throw Locust gadgets at you. I'm throwing like small chunks of metal I found on the ground.
It doesn't take X-ray vision to see you're up to no good.
Hey.
All units move into position.
That was a good one-liner. That was a good one-liner. It was cartoony but not too childish, which I like. I like that. It's good. And I'm very excited to see. This is the thing that, especially older MMOs, that, you know, if you can't update your system, you can update your story just by adding more people to interact with. I'm telling you right now, this is the Superman just being here is adding so much more to my experience in this tutorial. And it's just a wonderful thing. On one hand, you don't get as much solo time. On the other... Oh, and by the way, there's an entire... When we get into powers, that's going to be good. You're going to love this if you're a comics fan. You've never played this game before. Because the laser vision you see Clark use right here... The laser vision you see Clark use, you can get that power. I have it on my Utopian character. I'll show you some of those later.
All units move into position. Contain the human.
Yeah, and there's so many powers for you to mix and match, and I think most of ours are going to come from the acrobatics movement style. But the flight movement style has its own special ones. None. The flight movement style has its own special ones. Super speed has its own special ones, which you saw the Flash use. It's solid. It's just so solid. Also, I've started saying solid religiously. I don't know when that happened. It's like a verbal tick that occurred at the beginning of the holidays. I'm hoping it goes away by the end of the first quarter of this year.
You two should help Wonder Woman and Batman
I'd like to have a more
destroy
sophisticated
it, but
vernacular.
be ready. Brainiac won't be happy about it.
Yay.
Time to finish this.
So, yeah, no, I'm Wonder Woman. Okay, good. And she's in a similar attire to what we see her. Well, obviously, this is a different universe, a different timeline version of Wonder Woman. But she's in similar attire to what we see her in the intro cinematic. So I really like that. So Wonder Woman is here. We see Clark and Wonder Woman. Are there any other heroes here? Are there any other heroes helping out? Is that... No, it's Batman. Okay, good. We have Batman. We have Batman fighting alongside us as well. That's going to be our mentor, Kevin Conroy Batman, which I absolutely love. They did butcher in the CW rendition of his character, or not his character, but his appearance on that, which was a nightmare. Actually, I really like this. I really like the vines. I really like the effects here. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's nice. Oh, it's nice. Look at you. Look at all of you thinking you're somebody. Shebang. And of course, for someone like me who loves to get creative and loves to explore open worlds, the Metropolis and Gotham sandboxes are a godsend. But it is quite an easy game if you are only interested in the gameplay and the challenge. And I will say that unless you're... And even if you are even level, and this is a problem a lot of MMOs have, it's something that when I talk to people about Guild Wars 2, they tend to also complain about a little bit, is that the game does get easier as you get on level with your enemies, and with those you find yourself fighting with. Come on, you can do. Shebang. Shebang, shebang.
No! Do you really think you can hurt me?
I'm just making grunting noises at this point, but I still love the designs of all these things. And this
It'll take more than that.
I'll probably slowly over time. Maybe this will just be the character I showcase, but no, I'll do different things with different characters to showcase different movement styles. We don't have a speedster yet. It's so hard to find a speedster because the way they showcase super speed in this game, you can't really make a Quicksilver. You have to kind of make someone connected to the Speed Force, and if you're a role player like me, you end up needing to make a Speed Force connected or reverse Speed Force connected character. And the Flash is a fun, ridiculous character, but, you know, if you're using super speed as a movement style, it would just make it more versatile if it didn't have the lightning sparks, or made the lightning sparks an optional free movement style, I guess, or movement, movement style, the costume. Oh. So anyway, when it comes to character customization, this is kind of the game for you. And I always say that it provides me with the feeling of being in a superhero universe in that kind of bare bones. Oh, wait, I'm stupid. I'm literally just killing things when I should be destroying the central AI core because I don't know how to measure emissions. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm stupid. But if you want character customization, this is the game for
Brainiac's
you.
there, just as I feared. He's one of Superman's biggest bads, but between you and the
Oh,
Trinity,
that looks beautiful.
you should be
That
able
looks
to take
beautiful.
him.
As an
Just
introduction to
hurry.
your enemy,
the ship
that looks
is starting
great.
to blow apart, and Brainiac is blocking me from opening a teleporter. We don't want our newest
right now,
friend
all we can
going
do-
down with the ship.
Yep.
Brainiac, I won't let you do
Brainiac
the work that you
level
did in
3.
Kandor on Krypton.
Systems failing.
I think probably one of the things that would add a lot of replay value to this game, one of the best things, usually this is a terrible decision, one of the best things they could do in DCUO is level everything to the player, Elder Scrolls Online style. I have no idea how many horrible updates that would take and how many times that would just mess everything up. But it would add a lot of replayability because once you're done with a level, you just kind of, you're a god the second time. And to be fair, that does follow comic book logic
Source.
to a very large degree. And I love that too. The change that Brainiac isn't defeated, like there isn't an explosion, because last time I remember there being an explosion when I love the way this game looks too. It's just such a beautiful reshade of everything. I'm not using any graphics mods here. This is solid for an older game. Superman.
If you're interested in joining the fight for justice, the League would be happy to teach you.
Phew, I'm impressed. You're definitely on your way to greatness. Now get out of there and I'll contact you on the ground.
Aha. Solid. Oh, intro, or comic booky movie.
Our every tactic failed. Brainiac came to Earth to destroy it. And he was winning. Then, a dying version of Earth's greatest villain brought us a weapon from the future, stolen from Brainiac himself. New heroes to withstand Brainiac. And new villains to exploit the madness. I will train these heroes to fight the sick chaos of the Joker and the evils that face us all. I am Batman, and the battle has only begun.
Ladies and gentlemen, Goliath from Gargoyles. All right. All right. I like that. So the only power I don't have on this account, which who knows, I might get later if people want to see a sort of version of it. All right, and boom, and that's good that we already. And you can say, hey, Peter Parker. So somebody made a Spider-Man. Somebody made a Spider-Boy. Somebody made a Spider-Baby. There you go. You got a Peter Parker. And, of course, this is very common in this game, and it's probably the first thing you thought of doing, but you're going to see recreations of all these various characters, and they're going to look really fun and really cool, and sometimes they're just going to be sexy. But most of the times they're going to be, you know, a lot of recreations. You're going to find a lot of recreations of anime characters, a lot of recreations of superheroes. We have this guy using the Earth powers, which is the one you can buy. T-tastic, which may or may not be a reference to either Mr. T or Mr. Terrific. Not sure. We have, let's see, this person has I believe, a sorcerer power. Yes, that is the sorcery power being showcased here. We have the almighty, what is it, Carmine? The almighty Carmine, the legendary almighty Carmine. And that's the other minion you can get from the sorcery power. This is a super speedster with the sorcery power. What else is there? Let's see. We have. Let's see who else we can find. Let's use our acrobatics. So maybe you've already seen this, but you know, we can stick to walls just like the good old Spider Lad himself. And we can also glide a little bit. Okay, well we couldn't showcase that, but we could also glide if we so chose. Rhea Dawnbringer. So we have kind of sort of a gladiator look to her, and some of an angel or Thanagarian. Princess Phrygia. So we have an ice villain type look. Ultimate Aqualad. So this is a solid recreation of Aqualad from Young Justice. I assume using the water powers, which is very interesting to me because I haven't seen them in action before. The Lone Stranger. That's solid. So I assume he's a bow hero. The terrific Locust shall run around, and you will always see wonderful comic designs. It's always a joy to see players who've put work into their costume, whether it's effectively cosplay as an already existing character. Velociter Aegis, I love that, or Alistair Aegis. So I love that. He is a magic hero in line with Dr. Fate. I like that. It could fit very well within the lore. Where'd he go? Alistair Aegis. Alistair. There you go, all right, Alistair Aegis. Just chill out. Just chill out, bro. Just chill out. Okay? I'm going to come to you. And this is one of the problems with, because if you choose flight or skimming, you can ultimately. Okay. No, it's come back. I want to look at you. I want to look at your face. You in your face. No. Okay, and he's gone. Now I feel bad. I feel like I ran him away, just like everyone I love. Okay, where are we doing? What are we doing here? What are you? You're blue. You got a blue mask, blue sort of Oni look. Ah, look at that. Look at what are you? It was Xander Hexshade. Xander Hexshade. You got a rifle. You got the arcane suit. You got Merlin's descendants. I like that. So they're a magic guild. Solid magic guild. You got an Oni. You got an Oni look to him. I like that. All right, we got muscular, big muscle Batman. Antonio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Indeed, Antonio 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and actually, that's what the Batman template will look like if you choose the Batman template. That's the exact one, I believe. Okay, well, legendary Beastie Emperor, which is obviously Beast Boy recreation right here. Very nice. Anyway, I should go talk to hello, Peter Parker.
Good
Hey,
to
changed
meet
his
you in the
colors scheme.
flesh. Well, so to speak. Consider this league-friendly safe house a temporary place to repair your gear, check your mail, have a soda cola. Just don't wait too long before heading out the door. A lot of villains are taking advantage of the chaos Brainiac is causing to wreak their own havoc, and we need every cape we've got.
And you can see how this guy almost has the full thing. He just needs to make the turtle symbol, which works if you're making a Dragon Ball Goku, or if you're making the Spider-Man. I've seen that reused a bunch of times. I personally would go with the totem emblem. The totem emblem is very good for a substitute spider symbol, especially when you get into the spider. Oh, he's using brawling. Why would you use brawling for that? You should use. Oh, it's all right. It's his character. I'm critiquing too much. I shouldn't be. He's having fun. I should be having fun. I should be having fun. Yes, I should. Kia. All right. Welcome to Dojo Tim's. What Kia? All right. Let's set. Okay. We got another bunch of people here. Dabber Prime, you look solid. He's just clearly more of an MMO player, less of a stylist. But yeah, sometimes you get the wacky ones. I like the wacky ones too. I once made a character with Earth powers called the Happy Mountain, and I made him after Bob Ross. Gave him a giant green afro.
It's the easiest way to get across a big city. Try it out.
This is Batman. I understand you just destroyed a Brainiac harvester ship. Impressive. Let's see if you can handle hero work on the ground. The Scarecrow has escaped from Arkham Asylum and is filling the East End with fear gas. Ready to face your nightmares?
One thing I really do want to make sure of is that I let all the mission vocals play out for this Let's Play. Because again, one of the most solid selling points here, because the first person we're fighting is Scarecrow, which is a favorite Batman villain of many people, including myself. Of course, he gets one of the yellow rings of fear.
Scarecrow's gang has overrun the East End, pumping fear gas into the atmosphere. They're using an abandoned construction site to distribute fear gas foggers to the rest of Gotham. Shut them down before they panic the entire city.
And of course, you just get a simple intro mission of attacking a small number of enemies. If you're doing the Wonder Woman missions, then your intro mission is to fight Felix Faust in Chinatown and Metropolis. Another thing, the beautiful comic book styling and sort of Bruce Timm comic book styling of the half Bruce Timm, half comic book styling of the world. It's always nighttime in Gotham. It's always daytime in Metropolis, or actually, it's always sunset or sunrise in Metropolis, which I like the scenery of. I like that it is painted in a way to reflect the environment of Batman and Robin in Gotham. If you turn to a certain area, you could probably see the. We'll be able to see it as we explore more of Gotham, but. Boom.
Scarecrow's thugs are as crazy as he is, and that's saying something. The more of them you put back in Arkham Asylum, the better.
Yeah.
The gassed areas of the East End are a living nightmare. Gotham Hazmat is overwhelmed. Help them maintain control, but be careful. The gas will make you pick up on the fears of those around you, or create your own nightmares.
Yeah, so this is one of those things. And as you can see, the acrobatic movement style is, one part Spider-Man, one part Batman. You can glide down. You glide down to break your fall, and you climb up things. It works great for a character like we're playing, the Locust, which I assume takes his powers from... I want to say he takes his powers from partial white Martian DNA and partial, I don't know, animal, plant, the green or the red, which I actually really like the concept. If you've ever read Animal Man, then you know what the red is, and if you've ever read Swamp Thing, you know what the green is. But effectively, it's the concentration of all the spiritual or magical power presented by all flora in the case of the green and all fauna in the case of the red. which I really enjoy. And of course, the most enjoyable thing to have is what's going on? Yeah. Okay. What? Reach the crime scene at the East End. Well, why isn't it showing the East End? Oh my. What? Why am I not?
The gassed areas of the East End are a living
The gassed
nightmare.
areas of the East End.
Gotham
That's because I'm
Hazmat
right
is
next to it.
overwhelmed. Help them maintain control, but be careful. The gas will make you pick up on the fears of those around you, or create your own nightmares.
And I will say, this is probably why Batman is probably the second most well-done one. I mean, you get a solid intro mission with the Superman mentor because you literally just get thrown into fighting Gorilla Grodd alongside the Flash, which is wonderful. After fighting a few enemies, you get to team up alongside him. But you'll see this intro mission for... or this intro set of missions for Batman, it just, you explore the Rogues Gallery of Batman, and it's very fun. I wish the Rogues Gallery of the Flash, literally the Rogues, had more screen time in this game, but it is the way it is. So, Hallucinating Victim, I probably played through this about 1,000,000 times when I was a kid, and I only ever chose the Batman one. And that's why this game would get old to me very quick, because I would always choose the Batman.
Don't hurt me!
Why am I ignoring the Terminator? Or the Tormentor? I would always choose the Batman missions, and so these first two missions with Scarecrow and Bane, I would eventually get sick of, but not because they're poor. You know, the second mission is to team up with Nightwing against Bane, and the first mission is to team up with really the entire Bat family, but realistically, Batwoman. But you get a taste of the entire Bat family through Hallucinations against Scarecrow. And it's just it's always great. It's always great. And if you're doing the villain tech, meaning the Mark Hamill Joker line of missions, your intro mission is defeating the Huntress alongside, I believe it's Catwoman. I'm not quite sure. I think it's Catwoman, yes. It depends. We might have to do that, but at the same time, playing through these first intro missions with... here we are. Playing through this first thing, because we'll just go through to Scarecrow, maybe just the Scarecrow boss fight, and then we'll finish off for this first episode. But, you know, it's just great to revisit this stuff.
Please help me!
Not much else seems to have changed all that much, I think. Let's get our health back. There we go. So you can get swarmed and overwhelmed by enemies, but for the most part, if you just keep attacking, obviously somewhat of an easy game. And that's why I might not be doing a full playthrough of this, but if I do, you know, just a solid leveling process. Okay, so now we get our first ability to spend a skill point, and that'll give us the ability to do more combos with our preferred weapon. In our case, that's martial arts. But for others, it will give them, or for later time, that will give me the ability to... that will give me the tap, hold, knee launch, and then Shuriken Storm. Usually, when I'm using a martial arts character, I'd go into Shuriken Storm. I can definitely do that with my light character. But in this case, we're going to go tap and then hold with our knee launch. And the reason we want to do that is because we are a martial arts focused character. And I like that quite a bit. Oh, apparently I still have a point to spend? I do have a point to spend. So, in addition to knee launch, we do cartwheel kick. Let's do cartwheel kick. And that's definitely going to give us those Spider-Man aesthetics to some degree. 1, 2, boom. 1, 2, Leaf Hurricane. Ah, there we go. Well, it's not Leaf Hurricane, but that's like, I don't know, Lotus Barrage or something. I'm making terrible Naruto references.
Good job smashing those foggers. Scarecrow's gas creates hallucinations from the fear centers of the brain. So
Foggy
strong
Nelson
they can
looks
cause
concerned.
trauma, even death.
I've given Dr. Leslie Tompkins an antidote for the gas, but that's not enough to stop Scarecrow's thugs. We have to get the fear gas barrels off the street. Get to their supply depot by the chemical factory. No matter what you see, don't let the effects of the fear gas scare you off.
And I do love this. I mean, the intro to all of these characters is both an intro to the life and times of each of your mentors, but also an intro to the... And it does. It feels like missions that could have been written by Bruce Timm in a way. And I don't mean that they have, like, high-quality character value that you're going to remember forever, but it feels like it would fit within the animated universe. And to me, that's just very good. You'll see sometimes that costumes change, but mostly... I think that that's the feel this will give you. If you watched Batman the Animated Series as a kid, if you watched Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, Batman Beyond,
Don't forget,
you know, that stuff, Static Shock. This series is definitely, or this game is definitely for you, just to bring back those nostalgic memories, or if you just like a hero creator, which is really what this game is good at being, is just a personal character creator. It's character creation, obviously. I mean, I've barely touched the surface of what I could really do with it. If I really cared about making the perfect character for a perfect situation. But you're always going to have new inspirations. If you're an ultaholic, if you enjoy spending hours on characters, you will enjoy this game. That just goes without saying. I do tend to underplay my love for it. You know, if you see me talk about it, I'll just be like, you know, it could be better. Because once you get the basic thing, one of the main complaints about this game is that the missions are repetitive. Now, you can easily make up for that if you really feel like you can't alter the missions by just, again, adding in more people to talk to. Add in more, you know, more of those intro cinematics, more companions. And I think, and I don't mean like, you notice the R key down on my power bar below, or skill bar. That is actually for a companion, but I don't mean that. I mean just people who fight alongside and give commentary. I mean, with that was just very good. That was an extreme improvement. Hearing, and it might not be Tim Daly, so I stand corrected in advance, but if it isn't, I apologize. But mostly, you know, when I dealt with the Tim Daly Superman, I was hanging out with Tim Daly Superman just now. That was a solid improvement over my experience that I had when I was, oh God, how old was I? But when I was much younger and I was playing this game for the first time. You know, the intro was this boring slog you do so that you could get into the world and explore Gotham and Metropolis. Which is what you really wanted to do. You wanted to run around Gotham and Metropolis as either a vigilante hero under Batman or a superpowered hero under Superman. And also, while Wonder Woman wasn't particularly interesting to me, her mission line, the Egyptian style and the demonic styles, they always give you the coolest styles. Batman doesn't really, you know, I wouldn't say that antifreeze or any of the stuff that's giving you is necessarily it's not exactly the most aesthetic one, but you can definitely see the idea that they were going for. Like, if you chose ice powers and you literally made a good guy version of Mr. Freeze, which sounds freaking awesome, by the way. It's, I think those are the most intriguing things about the Batman villains is that you always want to see them perform. Good guy Riddler, you know, Riddler became a private detective for a while. I think that was really good for his character.
Can you get this barrel out of here?
Yes. Badoop. Badoop. Badoop, badoop. Theoretically, you could also make Danny Phantom out of these characters. I think we make some flight powers with energy blasts. I don't know why I'm thinking of Danny Phantom, because now I'm thinking of all the shows I used to watch when I was a kid.
Get the spear gas to somewhere secure.
But you could make Danny Phantom solidly. I'd say maybe... What powers would you have to go? Not Celestial. Let me go. It would be Celestial, or it would be... it wouldn't be sorcery, because you'd want those green blasts. Maybe light. I've seen people use the green light powers as a substitute for Spawn's necroplasm, because I've seen a lot of Spawn remakes. And I think Spawn's, you know...
You are so mine!
Larfleeze. I love this costume. Agent Orange, my boy. The Lantern Corps of Greed. And he's gone. He did the chicken dance, and now he is gone. All right. Update. You spotted Larfleeze. Thank you. Right.
The hallucinations get stronger the more you're exposed to the gas.
Cool.
Hang
Oh,
in
Lady
there.
Trigon.
Once
or
we
Lady
take
Hellboy.
out Scarecrow,
That's cool.
the nightmare will end for everyone.
Dr. Tompkins has finished synthesizing my antidote, but Scarecrow's gang is assaulting the area to keep the doctors in hazmat from helping anyone. Protect the doctors, and ensure as many citizens as possible get that antidote.
And because there is that psychological element to Batman villains, despite them being this comic booky entity, they will always have that little feeling, that tiny little crumb of realism to them. And that's what'll always get you back. Like Bane is a roid addict, and Scarecrow is someone who was horribly tortured, and instead of turning his pain into a healthy manifestation of therapeutic, helping other people and gearing himself towards helping other people, what does he do? He wants to inflict that pain on the rest of the world. Well, you know what? There's another movie that shows that kind of character, American Psycho with Christian Bale. And that's just a story about the average, the very wealthy, out-of-touch person who feels as though their life is suffocating them.
Great. Another costumed freak. That's just what Gotham needs.
I love Harvey
Look,
Bullock.
pal, I've got doctors distributing antidote, hazmat teams getting air scrubbers running, and we're up to our donut holes in Scarecrow scum. So stop standing around and do something, or get lost.
Folks, are you seeing this? No, but actually, you know what? During Amalgam Comics, and I know Amalgam Comics was probably, was Amalgam Comics event the DC Marvel fusion where you had things like Doctor Strange Fate, where it was Professor X as both the Sorcerer Supreme and also having the Helm of Naboo. I think a great Amalgam character that was missed out on, because you had Darkclaw, who was the Wolverine Batman hybrid. Why not have J. Jonah Jameson mixed with Harvey Bullock? And just have them endlessly complain about Super Soldier, who was the Captain America Superman hybrid, or actually the Superboy Spider-Man hybrid. I believe that was another one that was done. I don't think he was explored too much, but his art is available. You can find his art
We've got a lot
online.
of patients to help, and Scarecrow's thugs are trying to disrupt the treatment.
But I'd like that. That would be quite fun. Yeah, these superpowered freaks. I want pictures of Darkclaw.
I loathe violence.
Not sure what those green things are. And right now we don't have access to what we'd really like, which would be the ability, I would say, to
I have to
get into those
this.
acrobatics. But I'm also giving commentary as we're doing these. But I don't care, because it's worth it. It's worth it to communicate with the audience, and it's worth it to have. I have more fun commenting on this stuff and letting the thoughts flow freely. Blah 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 blah.
Thank goodness you're here. We need help administering the antidote.
Yes, indeed. All right, help administering antidote. I am antidoting. I am antidoting. Yeah, I am the antidote to your face. Yeah. And actually, you can get easily swarmed by Scarecrow's henchmen in this first part. Like you can see, I have to use my healing ability. My health is going down. My health is going down. That shouldn't. I recognize the comedic nature of my own comment there. Yeah, no, that's a basic criteria for even remotely. Yeah, shoot the doctor. I'm gonna go save the kid. Okay, so the kid is a horror. Does he actually? Let me look at him a little closer. Does he wear a Scarecrow-style mask? He does, kind of. I like that. I never really noticed that before. I don't know. Again, it's a. I know it's been a while since I've had the new computer, but I'm still going through the crazy experience of, oh, this game looks 1,000 times better than it did on my old one, with literally every game I used to play. So there we go. Help hazmat officers on the roof. Yes, we're on the roof. They make you go to the roof. That's the Batman experience. They make you cry at your parents' grave. That's the Batman experience. Bruce Wayne, sometimes Batman, all times orphan. The Batman AI script. That is the greatest. It should be a great copy pasta. It should be. I drink bats just like a bat would. It really is great. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look at it. That's solid.
You learned your lesson yet?
Solid
Or do we have to really get
solid. Two-Face flips a giant coin, which means he has to go home. Joker, who is terrorist, and Harvey Dent, who is attorney. Who is human, but attorney.
Don't hurt me!
Human, but attorney. Alright. Alright, complete. Bagoom.
You don't scare easy. And I mean Harvey Bullock, not just the fear gas.
I've tracked Scarecrow's lair to the sewers beneath the East End. Batwoman has gone in, and she's out of comm contact. Not good. Get in there and end Scarecrow's reign of terror.
We have Lightning Lauren here. She's a little bit of the jester in her. Alright. Now we have Kay. We can go to weapons again. And let's get another combo going. We have elbow drop. An elbow drop. We'll tap 3 and then hold. Oh, and we can do this again. We can do this again. So we can do spinning punch. Tap 3 and then hold, and then tap 4 and then hold. So let's try out those combos. 1, 2, 3. Elbow drop. And then let's go back here and then do a 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Okay. Well, that doesn't seem... 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's... Oh, damn. Okay, that's cool. That uses the powers when I do it, too. I like that. Okay, so Gotham Sewer. And we are beginning the slow trek towards the Scarecrow. Which I like. Syncing to server. Alright, let me... Yeah, okay. But let me go here. Let me go... Yep. Exterminator claws, twin-bladed guitar, close. And then we'll just do that. And thankfully, again, everything is locked, so we don't have to take on the new style, which is great. Repair bot. What does it repair? Oh, I can repair all, I guess. That works. Well, actually, I'm only using one of these. So, actually, yeah, repair all, whatever. It's a small amount of cash. I don't know if they still have the cash limit, which they used to have. They used to have the cash limit on you.
A new test subject. No need to breathe deeply. Even the smallest whiff of the fear gas will do the trick.
You know what? I do really like this mission. It is very timeless in its theme. It's just that I did it all the time as a kid. And I don't know, part of me remembers where everything is. It's very fun. I love the illusion in this direction. It makes the whole thing very timeless. Again, and it's always going to be great. I mean, you're fighting a literal terrorist, meaning someone who unironically uses fear to, well, not influence political policy, which is part of the definition of a terrorist, but uses fear, well, obsesses over fear. Terrorist.
This whole place is filled with fear gas. Get those leaking barrels out of there and clear the air.
And again, I'm enjoying this. I'm going out of my way to not specialize in any of the shuriken stuff, because that's not how we want to build this character. I think that should be a very minor part of his martial arts. And again, we really do want to get into those acrobatics powers when we get the chance. Something involving whips and vines, of course, and then there's also something involving whips and vines, not vines, something involving tethers and things of that nature, which would be great. And Gadgets has a power like that. But it would also, and a lot of stealth stuff too, and it can be really great if you're building like a secret agent style character. I wanted one that actually is within the context, like I said, of the exabytes, of what this game's lore is, which I usually don't do. I usually don't do that at all. Like, even the one based within the DC universe, he's a Sinestro Corps member from Thanagar, Snipio. But the terrific Locust is an actual DCUO in-universe character. He got his powers from the exabytes. He's being introduced to this world, focused through Superman, focused through Batman, introduced to the world of costume adventure. And we didn't really create a backstory for him, but it's pretty hard for me. It just is, even though you have great stuff like Kingdom Come, which is kind of a commentary on what it would be like to live in a universe with an oversaturation of superpowered people, which DC is, even regardless of not being the Kingdom Come version. Okay, I need to, there we go. none. And you can very much die if you're a terrible Let's Player who's talking while you're trying to play. If you're a terrible Let's Player, you can actually end up dying quite easily. Okay, look at this world. Okay, I still have to do another barrel. But no, this
crumble under the weight of your own fear.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It does lose your energy a little bit as you go throughout it, but it's still worth the look through. It's still worth dealing with.
That should clear out the gas in this area. Now hurry and find Batwoman before she's lost to Scarecrow's madness.
I still love the dungeons, if you want to call them that, the boss level areas. I love the uniqueness of their designs. You'll find this throughout all the missions that we do. A lot of these will be repetitive to me, but not so much for, obviously, a new player. So, it'll work. Okay.
More patience. Excellent.
I love this design.
This one has already lost her grip on her senses. So let's begin your therapy, shall we? Fear is such an appetizing emotion. So many flavors. Each one as delicious as the next. This one packs a punch. Ballistophobia, the fear of bullets and explosives.
And so, what you can see here is just a solid excuse, in this entire boss fight, is a solid excuse to go through the Batman Rogues Gallery. That's literally the entire fight. And it's freaking amazing and wonderful. Because you get hallucinations of the Bat family, you get hallucinations of Killer Croc, you get hallucinations of everybody. You can, well, not everybody. Okay, I'm overselling it, but still, I think it's very well done as an introduction to the Batman side of the DC universe. Very wonderful, to me at least. Well, I don't know how the mission has changed over time.
Astrophobia, the fear of thunder and lightning.
Did they actually get rid of it?
Zapped.
Man, that kind of sucks. If they really did get rid of it, that's terrible. I hope we get to see the hallucinations of the Bat family. Okay, now he's going to become crows again. Okay.
Do your worst.
Again, not a terrible boss fight, but definitely not exactly.
Here's one that hits close to home.
Okay, good.
Protophobia, fear of betrayal. Nothing like having your closest allies stab you in the back.
Okay, so we get the Batman hallucination here.
Boring, I've got my own version.
We get, what are you, Nightwing hallucination. I like it. I just like that. It's a great touch. I'm a fan of it. Oh, hey, look, a little box thing. We'll go get that later. What are you? That's Huntress. Black Canary is included here, which I find interesting. I wouldn't include Black Canary. Well, if you're going to include Black Canary, include not Hawkeye. Include Green Arrow as well. All right. And what did it? Horned Gorilla Tech helmet. So I'm assuming that's the insectoid style, because usually that's what that means. Okay. All right.
That wasn't nice.
Another one of my favorites. Herpetophobia, fear of reptiles. And since we're in a Gotham sewer, who better to represent it than Killer Croc?
I actually really like Killer Croc as a character. Waylon Jones. But no, it is, I'm looking at this new character design, too, for him. Because I haven't seen him the way this character has changed in the modern age. And you. And you. All of you.
You'll never clear the air that way. It's hopeless.
God, I'm already getting tired. Here's the thing. The reason to play this game isn't the repetitive missions, and they are repetitive. There's only so much you can do, I think, with this system. There's only so much you can do with this. But when it comes to building your character, that's the fun part. That's the part that gives you satisfaction. That's the part that gives you a feeling of completion. And we're killing the Scarecrow. And then I think from here he just starts cycling through his...
And last but not least... wait. Where's my canister? No, I'm out of gas. No matter. By now your minds are shattered.
Oh, sure.
I'll take you down myself.
Go harder.
Get them!
Finally, my head is clearing. Let's nab Scarecrow before he escapes, shall we? Don't hold back.
No, and I actually really like that his henchmen continue to fight after he's taken out, too.
Yeah.
Boom. Works for me. All right. Now we've gotten...
Thanks for your help with Scarecrow.
Boom.
You certainly
There we
can
are.
mess with your head. I'll wrap up here and then meet you back at the station.
All right, we did a level up and...
The only thing to fear is no longer the only thing to fear. Now, instead of a handful of heroes, there are hundreds, thousands. Do they think the Scarecrow is no longer a danger? The fools. This is my home. And with all that I've learned and set into motion, they will soon realize the only thing to fear is me! It's good to be home.
And I like that. Again, it's just everything about this first mission set is a solid look
welcome
at
for
the Batman.
Scarecrow at Arkham. We'll be speaking soon. Batman out.
Sounds good. Is just a... Okay, Shroud... Oh, Style Scarecrow. Okay, that sounds good, yeah. Screw everything else. I want Style Scarecrow. Sounds good. All right, let's see how that looks. We'll change it back. Yeah. Yeah, we'll change it back soon, but let's look at that style. What is it? What are we doing here? Full wings for Scarecrow. I was like, that looks cool. I get a little witch hat. I was hoping to get his hat. I like that we got his hat. I want the hat. I keep the hat. I'm gonna keep the hat. I'm not gonna keep it on, but I like the hat. Okay, so none. Oh, we got to go back to our... Works for me. All right. I think now we just go out here. On, and then we go to East End Police Station to continue our mission. And do I still have my powers? Yes, I do. We can go to acrobatics now, and we can... Okay, there's the pole. But what we'd want more than the pole is the rocket-assisted gliding. This is when you can unlock a secondary movement style, and it makes the entirety of your thing very easy. There is no... there's no good way, because they almost assume that you're going to play this with a controller. I'm playing with mouse and keyboard. If you're playing with mouse and keyboard and you want to switch over to your super movement mode, press numlock over on your number pad while you're doing this. So, boom. And by doing that, you can access the sort of jetpack movement style while also, if you're doing... Because it's basically the same if you're doing flight or acrobatics that your movement style is, but... Give it up. Same time, this is also... We're not in Metropolis, but we may be soon. And here's the thing. I would personally... there we go. There's Spawn. There's Spawn. Spawn. There's Spawn. There's Spawn. And you can see the demonic and the Roman style, which is what you get for later doing a lot of the Greco-Roman themed missions. So we have sorcery for his power set. It's a good choice. It's a good choice. I like it. I like it. All right. And I believe this will be the last... Ah, there's Peter Parker again. Hi, Peter. He didn't change the... I like you, Peter. Okay. We have Batwoman. Let's talk
Thanks
Batwoman.
to your help, Scarecrow's back in Arkham. But now we've got a new fire to put out. Bane's back on the Venom and taking over Cape Carmine. Sound like a dream job?
Okay, got it. J, complete. All right. And then we want to go here. We want to... Not collected. Insectoid helmet. We'll get that, and then we'll... Yeah. Back there. Let's see. So I guess I'll sell off a bunch of this stuff, and I will be back with you all in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed this little look into DCUO in 2022. If you're familiar with my channel, then you know I love this guy's thing. I love this simple fire-based stuff. I like it. I like his fire-based costume. Anyway, if you're familiar with my channel, you didn't mind the ramblings. If you did and you sat through it, well, this is the place for you if you don't mind epic This is beautiful. This man is beautiful. Ison gets... Yeah, that's mama. That's a beautiful. That's beautiful. That's nice. That's a beautiful look there. Okay. And I like that, you know. Oh, glow green. Okay. So we have a super fast, one-hand wielding Green Lantern type. That's fine. He has partial Green Lantern powers. That's fine with me. It's fine with me. It's so hard for me to remove the Green Lantern powers from choosing flight. It is. It is. It's so hard because all of this... DC is archetypal. Marvel is more human. It's always the split. But it is... Okay, Armored Paladin. Armored Paladin. Yes, indeed. The sniper hazmat look. That looks nice. What is this guy? Vampire. And he doesn't have rage powers. Rage powers works great for a vampire-themed character. He doesn't have skin like that either. It's whatever it is. I guess he well, no, he has like wings. He's going for Azrael type deal. Either way. I'm gonna go sell all this junk off that I'm not using, and then I will be back with all of you
Anything in
next
particular
time.
you're interested in purchasing today?
Have a great night.